Hi guys, and welcome into my hardcore world. I'm going to give you a tour of what I've built in this world in the first 10,000 days. And if you stick around till the end, you'll also get a sneak peek at a couple of builds I've completed since hitting 10,000 days. I promise it's worth it. So we begin here on my throne, where I begin and end my daily live streams on Twitch. Sitting with me are my daughters, who are truly the most amazing people to share a life with. Next, we have my very good friends, my mentor, trusted advisors, moderators, confidants, and a room full of supporters who redeemed a place in my throne room for the celebration of 10,000 days in hardcore Minecraft. Without the support of these people, and many more, I would not be here doing what I love. Choosing what to do with this room took much thought. Viewers of my live stream suggested a throne room, but I prefer my build to look good and have a purpose. This is my base, and I'm a simple person. Why do I need such an extravagant room? In the end, I realized that this is a perfect room to begin and end my days, and to celebrate the big achievement. The corner towers of the castle have packed mud and mud brick walls mostly. Each tower holds or will hold rooms or farms or storage and staircases. In the main room, I went with mangrove on mangrove and nether brick walls, pillars, railings, calcite and polished blackstone for the floor, with black glazed terracotta as rugs near the fireplace and the bookshelf. Let's head downstairs for a bit, so I can show you my storage and a few other rooms. I really enjoy organizing, and I know that for me, it's a good way to reset my brain, that creative part of my brain, for the next project. So I tend to do it in between projects when I have that big shulker monster that needs to be taken care of. So because I have this need to organize, half of my storage is set up as auto, and the other half is manual. I have also outgrown this storage room, and after the 10,000 days, expanded to downstairs. That is one of the builds you get a peek of at the end of this video. The center of this storage room holds multiple mini farms for easy access if I have something small to create while I'm packing up shulkers for the next build. So we have a little banner area, concrete area, furnaces, that sort of thing. The wool farm room has been turned into a quilting room, complete with quilts on the walls and works in progress. Downstairs from here is where the wool goes when it's sheared from the sheep. In here we also have one of two naturally spawned pink sheep and the baby we bred from them. In the honey farm room, we have one farm producing honeycomb and one producing honey bottles. Both the wool and the honey farms are turned off because we have way more than we need currently. These farms both produce while we're working in the castle. There's a solarium here leading to the courtyard where I've built a wishing well fountain where viewers can make a wish if they have worries they need to get off their minds. The courtyard is surrounded by trees, flowers, and castle buildings housing farms. The first building is the wool farm. The angled building over there is the bee farm I showed you. And the creeper farm is in this external tower here. Since I don't AFK in this world, I try to have farms producing whenever we are in certain areas where I spend a little bit of time. So I know little about castles, so don't expect castle perfection here. I have given my own aesthetic desires priority over real castle history. I have no one reference for this build. It is a creation of my mind and bits of various real-life castles I've seen in pictures. The outside of the main walls of the castle have a gradation from dark, soul sand, through about 15 different blocks to the light, bone block. Much of this is covered, though, by the outer design layer of packed mud and mud brick, and brown mushroom block. As you have probably noticed, I've terraformed the entire mountain the castle sits on, as well as all of the land within the castle walls. I'm not a fan of Minecraft-generated terrain, and I enjoy making it look more natural. Every block is placed specifically to add shadows, highlights, areas of interest. There are tunnels, waterfalls, ponds. On the castle grounds, I've created a pond with a walkway and bridge over it. Mostly natural landscaping with some structured gardens, a covered walkway with hanging plants, and a hardcore heart flower garden. Most flowers don't cover a lot of space, so in order to make it look very full, I used glazed terracotta, coral, and drip leaf. I'd still like to build a kingdom where the castle and all the buildings and walls match. However, this one is not meant to be that kind of kingdom. This is just my home base with pretty landscaping and houses belonging to my moderators and my kids. Each house is different because each homeowner has a unique perspective. While someone may want a likeness of their childhood home, another may want their dream house. Whatever the case, I enjoy the process of making it all that they want and more. This used to seem like such a daunting task, but I've really come to trust the process. I've also been able to add a little something extra to the world with these mini blocks I purchased through Wandering Traders via customizable data pack. Building is all about immersion for me, and the immersion is in the details. These blocks have added an extra layer of fun to the world. Speaking of immersion, as we walk down the paths and you see the trees and the plants and the barrels, and then you walk under the covered walkway, the details create an atmosphere. As the days in this world have increased, so has the skill level of my building. While I still have a long way to go, I have also come a long way. This house is a good example of elements I've learned about building. It has angles, dimension, embellishments, and areas of interest all the way around the build. One thing I've focused on while building is not being stuck building the same way or using the same block combinations throughout the world. Changing up not only the styles, but the ways of implementing the look. Using different blocks and trying new things. Trying new combinations, even if I think they may look ridiculous. Sometimes I'm surprised at how well it works. Many times, I'm taking it down and doing it differently still, until I find something that works. I am certainly not opposed to ripping an entire roof off, or walls down, and starting over if it doesn't look right to me. This gallery-style living room uses many paintings I have created in real life and put into the game using another custom data pack. And because I have had a number of viewers request this, I have exciting projects in the works to allow viewers to have access to those paintings in different forms outside of Minecraft. I can't wait to be able to give more details on this soon. Most of the time when I build houses or large buildings, I use real-life pictures or architectural renderings as reference. However, this mod sent an image of a Minecraft house that she wanted. Though I won't do a replica of someone else's build, I did use some ideas when building this one. Specifically, that small tower top on the roof. I should do more of this, and this roof shape. It's a nice change of pace. While you view these houses, I'd like to take a minute to ask that you give a like if you're enjoying the video so far, and consider subscribing to be notified when future content drops. Future videos and shorts on the list include a video showing detail of each farm in this world, since only one is shown in this video, shorts of individual builds like the two you'll get a sneak peek at the end of this video, a derp compilation, which will be very short since I'm rarely derpy, and much more. If I do ever actually build a kingdom, like a full kingdom, all the same style and palette, I think I would use this. This house would be the reference. Here we get another little peek at the terraforming on the mountain the castle sits on, with stairs that go all the way up, a stone cave opening that leads to a small spider farm, lots of moss, which gives it a lush, grassy look, and these trees will eventually be custom built, but for now, I've just filled in the area. There's also a small waterfall that runs down the back of the mountain. Soon, I will be expanding these back walls out to add a couple more houses to the castle grounds. And on the other side of the castle, built into the mountain, we have the royal stables. Because you can't have a castle without horses, right? Well, here we intend to have every single horse available in Minecraft. So there's enough stalls here for one of each variation, so all of the colors with all of the pattern designs. And then right next door to that, we have the baby animal zoo. I'll link the mod below that keeps the babies forever. It's literally called Babies Forever. And this is my daughter's house. She asked for a witch house with mushrooms. This is the Jelly Bean Village. It's the first village I started in this world. The inspiration for the Jelly Bean Village is Jelly Bean Row, houses found in Newfoundland, Canada. These houses are all very small with no yards, so there's a community garden where residents can redeem their own plot to do their personal gardening. The Guardian Farm. This was the first farm I ever made that uses portals to the Nether and back to the overworld. I was audibly excited the first time I saw these guardians drop in such abundance. I have a funny video of my excitement. I'll link it below. I have yet to decide what kind of build to make around this farm. If you have any ideas, put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. When it came time to upgrade my villager traders from a hole in the ground, I didn't want to make just another trading hall. I wanted something that set a mood, something unique. So the trading mall came into development. This took me a long time to build, and I used a lot of resources. Bone block, glass, cyan, terracotta, jungle wood, and more. And between this and the Jelly Bean Village, I was shocked to find myself building more modern. But each build seems to be about trying something new and growing as a builder. I knew I wanted to do some landscaping and sidewalks around the mall, so it wasn't just sitting in the middle of nothing. Twitch viewers pushed for a parking lot, which I said no multiple times. I really was not interested in that use of space or building cars, to be honest. In the end, I agreed to this road around the mall with cars that they redeem with channel points. It really did give a great final touch. I guess those Twitch viewers have some good ideas after all. Sometimes. I'm kidding. Calm down. There's still a lot to build in this area. On one side we have the neighborhood, but we have 3 sides that are still bare. I intend to make apartment buildings, suburban stores, fast food, coffee shops, things like that. This is a large, kind of fancy mall with amazing features such as a tropical aquarium centerpiece, skylight ceiling or roof, a river that runs underneath. There are 3 floors of shops, many that I use on a regular basis. Every shop houses 3 to 6 of the 70 villager traders that I have. I have every trade and enchanted book available. I trade large quantities of iron, and I buy many materials from these villagers, like quartz, glass, bottles of XP, and much more. There are also farms here and stock to make what I need. For example, I go to the rocket shop to make rockets, the banner shop to make banners, the armor trim shop to make, well, armor trims. You get the idea. The seasonal shop changes with each season. We've gone through 4 seasons now, so far in this world. We're about to repeat the first season that we did, which was fall or autumn. This is the plant shop, one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites though. The light and glass emporium is where I have stock of different light sources and glass that I purchase from librarians. Some shops in this mall are just for show. I go there to trade or to give a tour, but that's really it. And some are fully stocked for immediate use. Although sometimes, even the shops that are just for show, like this candy shop, may have villagers that I could buy things from. When I need to purchase diamond armor, I'll come here, but mostly this shop is used for trading iron. Record shop that really has no purpose except to look cool. Complete with dancing villagers. We've made a lot of banners. We try to duplicate them and hang them up for future use, and also it makes the banner shop look more like a shop, like a banner shop. I come here regularly to grab wool for other projects as well. This is the flower and dye shop. So on the left side we have all the colors of dyes, and on the right side we have the flower that coincides with the dyes on the left. This is a pub. We also trade iron here. In our fish store here, our first baby blue axolotl. Next to the mall, we have Lakeview Estates. It's a nice middle-class neighborhood with classic houses with a modern palette. Playground. There's a private beach, fully terraformed lake and river. I placed every block in this lake, reshaping and adding water plants, fish, and frogs. I love how it turned out. Each house is owned by a Twitch viewer, and some have redeemed furnished rooms inside or landscapings or vehicles outside. It's interesting the different ideas people have and how much it reflects their personality. It's always a fun challenge finding a way to give people exactly what they're looking for. I really enjoy the process and their happiness when I get it right. I love walking through this neighborhood, giving the viewer the feeling of immersion, giving myself that feeling. This feeling is in the details. I spend a lot of time on the little details. It's an escape. It's like going to the movies, escaping from reality for a while. Here's a little close-up coming up of the lake. I love this. I love the look of this, the feel. Here's the private beach up on the right. That belongs to the residents of this neighborhood only. So here we're going to show some details of what people asked for their yards, or their kitchens, living rooms. There's so much more detail to put in this world. It's honestly hard to get to because I also have a long list of things, new things to build. In the next world, I would like to build all in the same area so that the world feels full sooner. I have a rule now that anything I build has to be within the space between the builds. So for example, from here to the castle, I need to fill that space in before I build outside of that space. It's going to take some time, but if I survive long enough, maybe everything can be connected, all the different areas of the world. However, in the future, I would like to plan for that when I begin building in a world. So those connections happen right away. Not far away from this neighborhood, we have the art museum. This idea came to me near the beginning of this world, and it took about a year before we got to it. The museum itself is a work in progress, as viewers redeem a pod, one of the colored cubes, to create an exhibit inside. They redeem items over time to be placed inside these pods. They can choose a themed exhibit or random ideas that are significant to themselves or to the world. There's a courtyard outside with a few vendor stands that sell items ranging from coffee and cakes to concrete. They can choose from whatever concrete color they want, aside from black and dark gray. The pod colors are placed at random as the redemptions come in. I build a building as tall as I think it should be built, and then start a new one, usually. Though we have 2 in the works right now. And there are a number of spots available to start new buildings. Here's one of the outdoor stands. I think it's an ice cream. Yeah, this one's ice cream. There's seating areas. It's just generally a place where the artists, or whoever, can hang out, have lunch, relax. Endermen, they're everywhere in this world. This is coffee and cakes. This is concrete. A lot more will go into this area. You can see the bases of some of these buildings. There's like 4 posts and nothing on top of them. Those are future buildings. Like that right there. The orange around is supposed to be like caution tape. So up inside, I'm just going to show you the one that I built as the opening one to give people an idea of what they can do with their exhibit. So these are the first heads of every mob I killed, my paintings in real life, some of them, just significant little things from the world. This is the farming district. It's where I started. It's the village that's closest to spawn. I put a few farms here early on, but I didn't really touch it much until recently. The moss and bamboo farms are now inside buildings. They were exposed. There's a manual tree farm, an auto pumpkin, sugarcane, and wheat farms. Overall, now it's a beautiful farming district instead of just a few exposed farms. I love how it's turning out. That right there is the moss farm. The tree farm. This is behind the tree farm. There's going to be houses built in this area as well. Actually, we've already started, almost finished building them. Current time, but at the time of this recording, we didn't have them yet. So these 3 buildings back here, we just passed through. Those are the pumpkin, wheat, sugarcane, automated farms. Okay, so as we near the end of this video, we'll transition into those promised sneak peeks as I talk us out. Thank you so much for watching, and if you made it to this point in the video, tell me in the comments below, what block do you think is my most used block in this world? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.